What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma if you're new here, and I'd love to talk about all things Peloton cycling and fitness. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post every single Sunday. Today's video is going to be a fun one. I'm going to be taking some of the All for One music festival rides. Not all of them because I don't know all of the artists. So I'm just going to take the ones that interest me and then I'll tell you what I think of it. If you're new to Peloton and you're wondering like what the All for One event is, it's kind of changed a lot over the years from what I see. I was here in 2020 and then 2021 is very different, and it seems like 2019 was even more different. So in 2019, I think it was mostly about instructors teaming up to teach a class. So it would be like two instructors in one class, which I've taken some of those and they're really fun. Like for example, Alex and Tunde have teamed up before, not for All for One, but just in general to teach a Beyonce ride. And that class is super fun. The instructors build off energy of each other and it's just a really good time. So that was 2019. And then in 2020, obviously because of the pandemic, they couldn't have the instructors be in a room together. But I think that they edited them all together into a ride, and that was kind of the big thing for All for One. And then this year they've changed it up again and have turned it into a 3-day music festival where the instructors still aren't teaming up, but they're all teaching like artist series based classes, and there's some really big names on it. So I was super excited. A lot of artists that I really like, and I think that the artist series rides are just super fun to take because usually the instructor is really passionate about the artist. And then if it's an artist you like, it's going to be like a super fun ride, right? I will say when I was looking at the lineup, I was very excited. And then when I saw the classes actually drop, I was a little more sad because a lot of the classes are super short. They're like 15 to 20 minute rides, which there's nothing wrong with that. But like a 20-minute Demi Lovato ride, are you kidding me? Demi has hours of music that you could play and you're going to just condense it into 20 minutes. That's like 5 songs. So I'm definitely a little sad that the rides aren't longer, but I understand people like shorter rides. And Peloton also tries to justify this being like, oh, if you're at a music festival, a big part of the music festival is constantly changing artists. So you can like stack them and do a bunch and see a bunch of different artists. So I will be doing that. I will just be stacking them, but it's a little sad that they're not longer because they had some really great artists. So I'd love to see a longer artist series ride. But today I am going to jump right on in with the only 45-minute All for One weekend ride that I want to take. And that's the 45-minute All for One ride, Gwen Stefani by Kendall Toole from July 1st of 2021. And the description is, All for One is here. Move to the sounds of Gwen Stefani in this ride with Kendall as we come together for the digital music festival of a lifetime. I feel like Gwen Stefani has so many hits, and just looking at the music, like I know all of the words to like all of these songs. So I think it'll be super fun. I'm excited to take it with Kendall, and I think it'll be a really good ride. And then right after that, I'm going to be doing a 15-minute All for One ride, 21 Pilots by Bradley Rose. And the description is basically the same as the Kendall ride. And I also really like 21 Pilots. Again, I think 15 minutes is super short considering they have several albums that are very good. So it's literally only 6 songs, but I think that it'll be fun with Bradley. I think that the band fits him well, and I think that that will also be a fun ride. So let's just get right on into these rides and I'll give you my thoughts afterwards. I thought that Kendall's ride was just okay and kind of all over the place. I will say that I thought it was a lot easier than her normal rides because she's trying to like appeal to everybody on this. But then there was a ton of sprinting. So it was a 45-minute class. And for the first 20 minutes, there was no hill at all. Like the top resistance she gave was 40, which I think is pretty low. Like it's not like I wanted to go higher resistance because the sprints were really fast. Like it was over 100 most of the time. It was just not what I was used to. So it was pretty hard, but also like not satisfying. I don't know. I like a mix of hills and sprints, not just like completely sprints. And then we did one hill, went back to sprinting. Then we did a 5-minute arm segment. And I usually have the complaint that arm segments are too easy on the bike. Take that back for this ride. I thought the arm segment was pretty hard for the 5 minutes. We were just like moving very quickly, but that was good. Like I liked it. I like it when it's kind of hard. And then there was only like 6 minutes left at the end that we just, I think, sprinted. Maybe we did one more hill, but basically a completely sprint focused ride. I also found myself modifying the majority of the time to make it harder because even the highest interval she gave I thought was like too easy for me. So take that as you will. If you like Gwen Stefani, I would definitely recommend. She also had like a lot of issues, like her towel fell off her bike, so she had to unclip and get it, and then she was having like problems with her hair for a while that it was like coming loose during the class, which in their defense, I think I saw on like an Instagram story, they do like all of their hair and makeup themselves, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. Like it makes sense when Peloton was starting out and it was small and they're just like, oh yeah, you have to do this yourself. But now that it's such a large platform, it seems like they should get hair and makeup people for the instructors. Overall, I think it was just an okay ride. I have like no desire to take it again. I think that she liked Gwen Stefani. She was kind of just like, oh, we're both like SoCal girls. She talked about ska a little bit because Gwen Stefani is in like a bunch of ska songs. But overall, I thought it was a good ride. But the real winner of today is the 15-minute 21 Pilots ride by Bradley Rose. I just thought that it was super fun. I feel like a lot of instructors, when they teach artist series rides, are like, oh, I love the artist for blah, blah, blah reasons. Like, no, Bradley did not talk about 21 Pilots at all, but he was just having a good time. He was jamming out the whole time. He kind of like made it like we were at a festival. He's like, oh, like come back from the beer tent, which kind of reminded me of like Club Bangers. But I thought that it was just super fun. He was in a really hyped up mood. And I just felt like the energy on his ride was so much higher than the Gwen Stefani ride. Now, I will say, I think it's easier to remain high energy for 15 minutes rather than 45 minutes. So I'm interested to see like as the week progresses and I take more short rides if I find that the instructors are kind of like more hype and fun. But I just thought that it was a super fun ride. We did some climbs, we did some sprints, and then we were out of there real fast. 21 Pilots, I knew all of the songs because they have like a bunch of hits. So to only fill 15 minutes of songs is super easy and like you know all of the songs. So I thought that it was just a very, very fun ride. And I would highly, highly recommend to anyone that just wants a fun ride, or if you know 21 Pilots, I think that you would really, really enjoy this ride. I'm also excited. I think this is the first ride by Bradley Rose that I've taken that's like an artist series ride. So I'm excited to see like what he does in the future because I just thought that this was super fun. So the rides today were good and I'm excited for tomorrow when I do a couple of shorties back to back and really see if we get hyped up. So I will see you then. It is now the next day, which means more rides. So I'm just gonna get right on into it. We have 3 20-minute rides today. I'm going to be starting with 20-minute AFO ride Disclosure by Ben Alldis from July 2nd, 2021. I kind of know some songs by Disclosure, like he has some popular songs. I know You and Me, I know Latch. I feel like I was on the edge if I wanted to take this class or not, but since it's taught by Ben and I like him so much, I'm like, sure, I'll throw it in there and see what Disclosure and Ben Alldis is about. I feel like he really likes EDM, so I think he'll be pretty hyped to be teaching this class. And then afterwards, I'm going to be taking the 20-minute AFO ride Daddy Yankee by Robin Arzón from July 2nd, 2021. Very excited to take a new class from Robin. I think this is the first class that she's teaching since she's been back from maternity leave. I don't know if it's like a special appearance or if now she's finally back, but I'm very, very excited. I also only know a couple songs by Daddy Yankee, like Gasolina, Dura, Despacito, but I'm really excited. I think that Robin will really bring it, and I'm excited to see what she says during this ride. And then I'm going to wrap it up with a 20-minute AFO ride, Imagine Dragons by Sam Yo from July 2nd, 2021. And Imagine Dragons, I feel like it's the same as 21 Pilots. They have so many hits. Like I think Imagine Dragons is even bigger than 21 Pilots. That in a 20-minute class, I'm going to know literally every single song because they're so popular. So I wish that it was a longer ride, but I am excited considering how fun yesterday's 15-minute ride is. I really think that all 3 instructors are going to bring it and that it will be a fun workout. So let's just get right on into these rides. I have many thoughts about those rides, and I'll just go in order. First, Ben Alldis's Disclosure ride. I was not impressed. I enjoyed the ride, but I think it's because I just like Ben, but I didn't feel like he made any effort to even make it like an artist series ride. I feel like there's kind of three categories that all of the instructors are falling into. Either A, they like pretend we're at a music festival and really embrace the theme and like talk you through that. B, they just treat it like an artist series ride. And then C, which was just Ben's ride so far, where it was basically just like a normal dance EDM ride from him. Like he didn't talk about Disclosure a lot. He didn't really talk about festivals that much. I think at one point he's like, oh, this is like main stage. But besides that, it was just a typical ride. I also thought that Ben's ride was harder than normal for him, but the difficulty rating from everybody else was only 7.5. So maybe for some reason I was just like out of shape this morning, but it really got my heart rate up and I thought that it was a pretty hard ride. So honestly, I wouldn't like recommend this ride unless you really like Ben. I don't think it really embodies the all for one music festival spirit. Then there was Robin's ride, which was also interesting because it was her first ride back. And I thought that she'd kind of make a big deal about it, but she really did not. She just mentioned it once, like casually in the middle of the ride. So I wish that we kind of got more information there. And then I feel like she treated it like an artist series ride mostly, where she would just give some facts about the artists, which I appreciated. I thought it was fun, but I didn't think it was like super, super fun. It was just a good ride. Also in the beginning, she's like, this is all going to be sprints. So that was a little sad, but it was only 20 minutes long, and I like that she set the expectation right at the beginning of the class, because otherwise I would have been just waiting for a hill. But she's like, oh, this is like reggaeton music, and that has a fast beat, so we're just going to do sprints the whole time. So that was an interesting class. And then came Sam Yo's Imagine Dragons class, which I actually thought was the winner of the day. His class was definitely more in line with like Bradley Rose's class. He pretended like we were actually at a festival and like really set the scene. Like he's like, the sun is going down, people are jumping up and down. And I just thought it was really fun. And then also like Imagine Dragons has so many hits that I just knew all of the music. So if I had to choose just one class today to recommend, I'd definitely recommend Sam Yo's ride. Honestly, all the rides were good. I just felt like Sam Yo really understood the assignment and really went for the music festival theme, which I always appreciate. I think that that is kind of like the most fun because I really like that Bradley Rose did that, like that Sam Yo did that. And I'm excited to continue taking more of these classes and see what other instructors do. It is now the next day, which means more AFO rides, and it's going to be my last day of doing them, but I have 3 more rides that I want to take. So I'm going to start out with the 30-minute AFO ride Migos by Toussaint from July 2nd, 2021. I'm mostly taking this ride just because I like Alex and I like his like club banger rides, and I have a feeling that it's going to be pretty similar to this ride. So I'm excited. I don't know a ton of Migos music, but I'm excited to see. I haven't taken a lot of like artist series rides from Alex. And then afterwards, I'm going to be doing 20-minute AFO ride Doja Cat by Lovewell from July 3rd, 2021. And Doja Cat is like huge right now, so I know all of the songs like for only a 20-minute ride. I think that it'll be really fun. It'll be a good time. I like Doja Cat, so it should be a fun ride. And then I'm going to finish it up with a 15-minute AFO ride Demi Lovato by Kendall Toole from July 2nd, 2021. And Demi Lovato is the same as like Imagine Dragons and 21 Pilots. Like obviously I'm going to know all of the songs, so I'm super excited. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm really into the music. I love when I know like all the words to all the songs. It makes the ride so much more fun. So I feel like the Demi Lovato one, I'll definitely know a lot of the words. So let's just get right on into these rides and I'll give you my thoughts afterwards. Out of all the rides I took today, I probably liked Alex's ride the best, his Migos ride. He didn't really make it like you were at the festival, although sometimes he mentioned it, but it wasn't a main point like it is in his like club bangers rides or in the Sam Yo ride or Bradley Rose ride I took. But you could tell that he was just super passionate about the artist, and I feel like that always like makes it really fun. And then he's just a super hyped guy to begin with. So it was like very, very high energy and a lot of fun. At the beginning, probably the first like 15 15 minutes, it was kind of an easy class for Alex. And I was like, okay, he's just going a little easier because this is like an artist series ride. And then the last 15 minutes was super, super hard. So he made me eat my words. But overall, I thought that it was a pretty good ride. It was fun. And if you like Migos or you just like Alex, I think that you will really enjoy this ride and I would highly recommend. And then Emma's ride with Doja Cat was kind of more laid back. I think that that's more of Emma's personality. She did mention that she does listening party rides where she brings new music and like listens with you while you're riding. I've done a review on those kind of rides before, but she said that 2 years ago, she actually had Doja Cat like in one of those listening party rides. And now she's like, you can't turn on the radio without hearing Doja Cat, which is true if you're listening to any pop station. Doja Cat is just on constantly. So Emma's definitely like, I know I did not contribute to her success, but it's like pretty cool that I've kind of been with her since the beginning, and I agree that is cool. And like, it shows that she picks good music to show off in her listening party. Like she saw potential in Doja Cat, and now Doja Cat is just humongous. It was definitely a more chill ride, but it was still fun. It wasn't like you were at a festival at all. It just felt like more of an artist series ride. But again, you could tell that she liked Doja Cat. And then finally, Kendall's Demi Lovato ride, I thought was just okay. The music was good. Like I knew all of the words, but I feel like Kendall really focused on Demi overcoming a lot of difficulties in their life. And I agree with that, but like, that's kind of sad. I don't know. I feel like it is important to talk about it, but this is supposed to be like an upbeat festival ride. And then Kendall's like, Demi continuously gets knocked down, but they get back up. And it's, I guess it's motivational, but I was expecting more of a happy ride, but I guess that's life. You gotta talk about the hard things. But still, all the rides today were really good and I had a lot of fun taking them. And I really had a lot of fun taking all of the All for One rides that I took this week. I really love artist series rides. I think they're super fun, especially when you know the artist really well. I would definitely say the two winners for me was Bradley Rose's 21 Pilots ride and Sam Yo's Imagine Dragons ride. But let me know if you've taken any other All for One rides and if you think they're really good. I'll definitely check them out. The reason I chose the ones I chose was because either I really like the instructor or I really like the artist. The other artists I just had never really heard of. But if there is a good one, I'd definitely be willing to take more because they are a lot of fun. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope that you're staying safe, having an awesome week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!